You are born into a world where one bad fever can end your life before you can walk. Not because ancient people were careless, because survival was brutally fragile. A cold night, a dirty wound, an empty stomach. For most of human prehistory, death was never far away. And the biggest surprise is this: ancient humans did not all die at 30. That number hides a much harsher story. By the end of this video, you will understand why average life expectancy can be misleading, what archaeology can actually tell us about ancient death, and why some prehistoric people lived far longer than most of us imagine. The past was not full of people who suddenly collapsed at 30. It was full of children who never got the chance to become adults. Picture a camp 20,000 years ago during the Ice Age. Smoke curls from a hearth. The air may be far colder than today in much of Europe. A small band shares roasted meat, gathered plants, hides, and warmth. Life was not measured in years. It was measured in winters survived. Researchers studying ancient skeletons discovered that age at death is difficult to read from bone. At first, they thought a skeleton's worn teeth or stiff joints could give a precise answer. Then they realized that bodies age differently depending on diet, disease, injury, workload, and genetics. And skeletons do not represent everyone. Children's smaller, more fragile bones are less likely to survive in the archaeological record. Then comes the number everyone repeats: 30. Researchers studying hunter-gatherer populations and historical mortality patterns have shown why this average can be deceptive. Then they realized the average was pulled sharply downward by infant and child deaths. Survive childhood, and your expected future could change dramatically. Archaeologists found evidence of repeated physical stress in prehistoric remains. Then they realized danger came from almost everything: falls, animal attacks, infections, childbirth, violence, and hunger. At Shanidar Cave in present-day Iraqi Kurdistan, archaeologists found Neanderthal remains known as Shanidar I. Then they realized he lived for years after serious trauma. The evidence strongly suggests he survived substantial disability within a group. Cooperation was not kindness after survival. It was survival. Researchers examining fossil age patterns have argued that later Upper Paleolithic populations included a higher proportion of older adults than earlier human groups. Then, they realized experience may have been one of the group's greatest resources. Imagine losing your parents before you understood the land. Imagine facing winter without knowing where the herd travels. Imagine being injured and realizing the only thing between you and death is another human being. Would you call ancient life short? Or would you call it fiercely defended? Your brain still searches for safety in familiar people. Your body still reacts to cold, hunger, pain, and isolation as threats. Honestly, I think this is what makes the story so human. We cannot know every detail of what happened, but the science underneath is solid. Most ancient humans did not have one fixed age when they died. Many died painfully young, especially as infants and children. But those who survived early danger could live into adulthood, middle age, and sometimes beyond. Before civilization, every extra year was not guaranteed. It was won.